Exactly. I
Okay.
think that is the area that we're trying to explain to a lot of people, because a lot of conversation is, well, isn't the mayor kind of a harmless position, kind of just a figurehead, really doesn't have any authority, any power.
As a puppet, right? The
Yeah, I
city
mean,
council really drives everything, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
that.
just a figurehead.
It is a figure, yeah, and that's what you hear that from some people. It's like the Queen of England or something like that, and
Yes, you may go, my
yeah,
subjects. Yes.
but I look at it differently. I mean, because when you look at Iowa law, you look at the home rule situation. Yes, the city council, they're the ones that drive things because of the votes. The mayor does have a veto power that is rarely used. In extreme circumstances, they do. But that tells me something right there, that there's a reason why you put that mayor there. The mayor also is the person that guides the meetings. And when I look overall, the mayor is also the person that signs all the documents, things like that. Basically, it's almost like a stamp of approval. And so I look at the mayor's role, and this is part of the reason why I'm running, because I don't feel like currently, as much as I like our current mayor as an individual, I really feel like one of the things he's lacking is that leadership capability, that idea, the ability to take everyone, put everyone together, and say, okay, these are your ideas. This is what we're going to do. When I look at some of our peer cities next door and to the north of us and to the east of us, or surrounding us all over. That's one of the things I see. When there's incidences that come up, we didn't talk about the Facebook issue, for instance, but I can imagine something like that happened in Waukee happening in Clive or West Des Moines or Urbandale. Those types of things are handled in house. If you have a couple of council members, or there's some disagreement in terms of philosophy, bring them behind closed doors and let's see if there's a way that we can handle this, or even just the amount of bad publicity that we get out in the city, and I find myself in a situation a lot of times where I am in the media a lot, on the radio, in the paper, different places like that, and I've been able to be on things from a national, sometimes even international audience, and so I feel like I'm comfortable in those areas, and I can do those types of things in the first place. We talked about the social capital relationships, build up all these relationships with people, all over the state, all over the country, all over the metro area, where when I walk into a room, I can have a conversation with someone and feel like we are on one accord. And I can do that just based off of just my experiences and my philosophies and everything else. And sometimes that's a rare commodity to be able to do. What I would like to do is be able to take that then and put that in that mayor's position, and then really have Waukee, pardon the cliche, but really take Waukee from good to great. And in a sense where, are we doing some good things? Yes. But a lot of times it's, well, we're doing these things, and so we haven't heard any complaints, so I guess we're doing everything right. Well, have we really actually sought out, and how much are we really going out to try to communicate with people? Are we just waiting till we've done something and then we receive feedback, or we only got 2 emails, or we only gotten 2 phone calls about this? And my experience has been, once you start talking to neighbors, now some of them say, well, I'm not sure things are how things are, or things are going. I guess they're going okay.
Fine, as far as I just go to work and come home. I
Yeah,
don't know,
exactly. And then you start asking about certain things. Well, what do you feel about your taxes? Well, actually, my taxes are kind of high.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can that you guys dealt with that. No,
Or that you cared.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or what about your streets? How are your streets doing? Well, there's a lot of traffic going on the streets, or a lot of speeders going down. All of a sudden, then people start saying, "Wait, you're right. Wait a second, this guy cares. This guy wants to hear my thoughts." I actually do have a list of concerns that let me talk to you about, and I'm starting to see that more and more frequently. I've seen it over the last 4 years, but now that people know that I'm running, I'm starting to hear a lot of that. And so part of the things that I want to do is, one is really reevaluate our communications plan. I mean, we have our own television channel that's kind of sits there. It provides information, but it's very static in its approach for information. Not utilizing, we finally updated our website, but not utilizing some of the different social medias. For instance, we talked about Facebook. We talked about
Perfect segue.
Yeah,
That was
Twitter
my
and
next question.
everything
Yes.
else. But
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes. No. No. I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, what you're saying is nobody's really reaching out to the people and asking them the questions in the way that they may choose to communicate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think I realize this because right now I'm the only person on the council who has small kids, young kids, who are Gosh, they're getting ready to go in the school system, so they're not. We're still challenging things for diapers and daycares and everything else.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
uh, so and that's not to take away from many of my colleagues who've been there before, but right now, when I look at my experiences, I believe that it connects a lot with people in Waukee, the average person in Waukee who's doing the same thing. And so, for a lot of us in the community, we don't always have time to watch things and read things and wait for the information to scroll back through on on the TV channel,
Right.
or whatever the case may be, or wait to that particular segment in the council meeting, or even go to a council meeting as it is, because we're trying to get your kids to soccer, or we're trying to still go to the grocery store after work, whatever the case may be. And so, why not try to communicate with people and bring the message to them? Why not hold more neighborhood forums and actually go to the people and try to hear their thoughts? Why not utilize Facebook? I mean, heck, the population in Waukee, the average age in Waukee is very similar to the average age of users on Facebook and the average age of users on Twitter, and kind of in between those two. So we consider that. Why aren't we on? I mean, we're finally on Facebook, not probably the way we should be, but at least there's a presence there. Although it definitely improved, why aren't we on Twitter? And I look at all these other communities and cities that are on there, being able to give out messages in an emergency in a fast situation. It's amazing how much feedback we could be receiving from that. Heck, why not have on our city council meeting, if someone wants to communicate with us, we can get real-time information from people right away by using Twitter. I mean, just things like that. Just thinking outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah, well, and it's not like that box costs a lot of money to jump out of either,
No,
and
not,
that's the
not
whole
at
point.
all.
We're sitting Des Moines Local Live and MaxWorldLive.com, for the most part, runs on a free platform called Ustream.tv. And we tell this to candidates all the time. We tell it to small businesses that we do work with on the other side of our business. Why are you choosing the way that people should be communicated with? And why don't you give them the options that they're using?
Exactly.
Well, a cell phone, I don't know, but if you told me come to a city council meeting, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to take time away from my family and whatever. If you say it's streaming live, go to this web address, or just go to city of or Waukee.ci, whatever the Waukee City website is,
Waukee.org, yeah.
Waukee.org. Go there and just watch it, and we'll archive them. Guess what? You'd get 90% participation from me.
Exactly. I mean, when you think about sometimes how long our council meetings go, and if someone wants to hear a particular segment of that, they have to actually watch the whole thing live, or they have to wait for it to re-air at a certain time and then watch the whole thing live again. So hopefully they don't have to
Painful.
they don't have to go to the bathroom or anything, because they're going to miss a lot if they do.
Painful.
And so that goes back to my experience in saying, look, I feel like I can really do a good job here, or a great job in trying to bring this community together. We have a plan that we're trying to put together. I have a plan we're trying to put together for economic development, which we've already started when I helped propose the idea of this economic development corporation, and now there's some other things that we can start doing with that now that is in existence. So economic development, putting this communications plan together, putting this broader vision plan together that takes all these other smaller ones and kind of puts an umbrella around it, are just three major things that I think are lacking from our community right now, that would take us again from good to great. And for me, it was a saying that someone told me a long time ago, that if you want to lead the orchestra, then you have to be willing to face the music. And a lot of times we look at and see those things happening, and I'm not sure we're always looking at all these different sections of the orchestra to hear what they have to say. And so I'm hoping to really be that conduit for the community. I always try to tell people, we are Waukee. The school district has the slogan, we are Waukee. And when you see the community that exists around the school district, about how everyone's together, I want to see that in Waukee. We are Waukee. It's not. I'm not the mayor. It's everyone who we're the ones that are really leading this community. So we're hoping to do that, hoping to provide more community spirit within inside of Waukee.